2 years ago, the Detroit Pistons lost 28 straight games, the longest single-season losing streak in NBA history. They were the definition of a bottom feeder. A lot of that can be attributed to Monty Williams, but their turnaround is still incredible. After a surprising playoff berth last season, they have taken it to another level this year. After tonight's win against the red-hot Hawks, the Pistons won their 11th straight game. They now sit at 13-2 on the season, good enough for first in the Eastern Conference by a whole 3 games. A lot of outsiders thought we may see a dip from Detroit after losing last year's Sixth Man of the Year runner-up Malik Beasley, but they haven't skipped a beat. A big piece of the Pistons' emergence as the best team in the East is the true star duo of Cade, Cunningham, and Jalen Duren. They're a perfect pick-and-roll pairing and would likely both be all-star starters if the voting took place today. For the season, Cade is averaging 27 points and 10 assists per game, while Duren is putting up 21 points and 12 rebounds, on 67% from the floor. He looks like a grown man amongst boys, and is just physically dominating his opponents. We've even seen him take defenders off the dribble into pull-ups, which is hard to even fathom from a perceived old-school big man. But it's not just those two. Isaiah Stewart is a menace defensively, putting up 2 blocks per game and having an absurd 40% defensive field goal percentage within 6 feet. Duncan Robinson has stepped into the Beasley role, making 3 threes per game at a 42% clip. Then there's the emergence of Daniss Jenkins, who's averaging 20 points and 8 assists over his last 5 games. There's so many fun things going on in Detroit right now. The Detroit Pistons look unstoppable. Now let's take a deeper look. Before we get more into the East's newest dominant team, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. The Detroit Pistons are in the midst of their best stretch of basketball in nearly 2 decades. Through 15 games of the 2026 season, they've ripped off an 11-game winning streak and stand atop the Eastern Conference at 13-2. It's their longest run since 2008 and their strongest start since 2005, when they opened 15-2 on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals. The 2000s were the glory years for Detroit basketball, but this group is beginning to echo that era's energy, and people around the league are taking notice. One of them is former Pistons head coach Rick Carlisle. Before Detroit's win over his Indiana Pacers on Monday night, he praised what he sees in this team. "They play with an attitude, they play with a toughness," Carlisle said. "Reminds me a lot of my 2 Detroit teams in the early 2000s. Real toughness with the Ben Wallaces and the Stackhouses and the Cliff Robinsons and Mike Curry. Guys that wanted to be part of something special." Carlisle coached the Pistons for 2 years, posting back-to-back 50 and 32 campaigns and making the playoffs both years. His teams reached the conference semifinals in 2002 and the Eastern Conference Finals in 2003, one season before Detroit captured the 2004 NBA title under Larry Brown. That identity of toughness is exactly what the Pistons have tried to recapture since JB Bickerstaff took over prior to last season. Everywhere Bickerstaff goes, a foundation of grit and culture follows, something Carlisle knows well from years of coaching against him in both the Southwest and Central divisions. It wasn't a shock to Carlisle when Bickerstaff landed in Detroit after his 2024 dismissal from Cleveland, or that he immediately took the Pistons back to the playoffs in his first year. Now in year 2, with the culture more firmly rooted, Detroit has climbed to the top of the East, despite a barrage of injuries. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Tobias Harris, and Asar Thompson have all missed time. Yet the Pistons keep stacking wins. That resilience is exactly what Carlisle points to when praising Bickerstaff's influence. "He's done phenomenal jobs everywhere he's been," he said. "Cleveland went from lottery to playoffs to winning in the playoffs, and here, where 2 years ago it was a really down year, He got them to the playoffs and nearly upset New York in the first round. And now the momentum is carried into this season, which is even more impressive with so many key guys out. Despite being short-handed again Monday night, without Cade, Harris, and Thompson, Detroit extended its streak to 10 straight at home. With the Pistons rising in a way the franchise hasn't seen in decades, it's no wonder Carlisle sees shades of the rugged, perennial contenders he once coached. Detroit looks like a team reclaiming its identity and reestablishing itself as a force in the Eastern Conference. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.